Hello there, YouTube. This is Wheelchair21, and on today's review we have S.H.Figuarts, Mashin Chaser, and Raijo Chaser, along with the Proto-Drive Effects Sets Volume 2 and 3, Midnight Shadow. Cool thing about this is, when you order the Figuarts, each one comes with the bonus piece. Now, unlike Max Flare, though, this one was broken into 2 boxes, just because they're quite big on their own. And, well, you couldn't really fit them into this one little box, or either or box. But we'll look at them a little bit later in the review. So first off, we got the boxes for Mashin Chaser and Raijo Chaser. Anyways, I gotta say, I like the compact boxes for the new Figuarts, but bikes, they're still big and bulky and huge as hell. Cool thing is we got, his little Grim Reaper logo. Nice purple and black. Really looks good. And there's not that much really on the boxes nowadays, except for, a few smaller images, and really just putting off the figure in its best, glory. Like, putting it in its best display that you possibly can. And, that's all it really has for this box now. It's just really basic and simple. And I honestly like that. Upon removing Mashin Chaser and Raijo Chaser from the box, they're pretty damn good. The whole silver, purple, and black paint scheme really stands out. It looks good, it looks badass, it looks dark and menacing. Honestly, the whole, I would say, cyberpunk mechanic, steampunk kind of thing for the whole design of this suit looks amazing. I like the whole aspect of the figure, and its points of articulation are pretty damn good, especially how the shoulders move. They work pretty well on special ball joints, a top shoulder plating. So, honestly, all points of articulation are still met to Figuarts standards. Even the waist and abs are still able to flow well with the pipes hanging off of his chest. Right now, though, I don't really know how they're going to attach his equipment, his chaser gear, his arm gear. I'm guessing this pulls out, and from what I can already tell, once removing that and pulling out this breastplate, most likely will be how you put on the other parts. But at this time, I'm not too sure, and I'm not taking the risk until, one, I possibly have the arm set in hand, or at least see another review of it, because right now I'm indifferent on getting all of those accessories, especially due to the fact that I want to wait out for the release of Kamen Rider Chaser. Now, the purple, really good, nice metallic, gives it a good gleam. And I really think the whole way that it glistens with the actual Grim Reaper logo looks great, because it gives off a magenta look depending on how you hold it in the light. And it really looks nice. I love the glare it gives when you look at it in the light. It just looks beautiful. Now, his accessory count is quite small. He has 3 pairs of additional hands and the brake gunner, which are still in its tray at this time. These hands are to do to access the abilities in the brake gunner. This is to actually hold the brake gunner, and this is to ride the Raijo Chaser, which honestly, it looks pretty damn good and has a few different details than its actual owner. In the actual flames, there's like a weird print in Chekhov, which makes it kind of look like a digital kind of glare, but it's hard to actually capture on camera. And it looks cool, because it has like a neon glare to it, where it goes from purple to pink and magenta, all in one, which actually stands out within the flames, when actually looking at it in hand. On the back and on the front, I love the actual skull motif for the Grim Reaper. It actually reminds me a lot of Zarbaza from Garo, which is maybe the idea of where they came up with this demonic skull from. And also, if you notice, the license plate is blank. So, it's a pretty decent bike, and I don't really know what type of bike it is at this time, but it really looks good. I'm pretty sure all they did was just modify the front end, because that's what it seems to be, just a modified front for the bike. So, doesn't look that much different than probably the actual bike used in the show. But, before we go into our final evaluation, we probably should look at Midnight Shadow. And here we come to Midnight Shadow. Midnight Shadow's effect set, similar to Max Flare, but takes two different sets to actually complete the whole thing. You have your basic tire Koukan, where it will equip to the body of Drive. You have the part that replaces the actual belt piece, and also the actual shift car that goes into the shift brace. Then you have your effect set here, which are the two hologram shurikens that he throws, as well as a clear effect set to attach it to his wrist, so it shows it generate off of his arms like it does in the show. And honestly, to put it on your figure, it's a simple task of just removing the pieces and locking the braces around his wrist, which we can just go to a quick transition to show it. One has Midnight Shadow equipped to his Figuarts Drive. Honestly, it looks pretty badass, and the purple really stands out. It makes you understand why it probably went with Mashin Chaser, because, you know, he's purple. So, honestly, one thing I like about this is, well, it's one of the base 3 shift cars he had at the beginning of the show, and I'm almost close to getting Funky Spike once I get my Kamen Rider Mach. And on top of that, the effect pieces are really cool. The clear clamps around his forearms can be a little tricky to put on at first, but they're not that bad. And the clear throwing stars, shurikens, look pretty damn nice. I honestly enjoy it. It looks cool. It looks nice. It's just something different. And I think that's one aspect that's great about Drive. So, one cool little add-on to get with your Mashin Chaser or Ride Chaser. But, you know, it really helps complete the set and makes the incentive of getting it as a first-round pre-order bonus. Nevertheless, let's get on with our final evaluation. And thus, we come to the final evaluation, where Mashin Chaser and Ride Chaser are the perfect duo, the perfect couple. Well, until you get Kamen Rider Chase. Honestly, the whole Grim Reaper aspect works well with the color scheme that is currently used. I love the whole steampunk aspect of Chase's suit, especially because it's supposed to be some evil demonic hybrid of a Kamen Rider and a Roidmude. Honestly, though, I do feel like certain parts of this bike deserves to be in Garo, due to how the panel on the back seat is, and the actual front mantelpiece for his Grim Reaper-like logo. I just feel like this is more of a goddamn freaking Garo thing than it is Kamen Rider. The only thing that makes it Kamen Rider is really Chase, and the fact that it appears in Kamen Rider Drive. But, I mean, it's great to have, it's great to own, it's a good set to have, especially if you want something that looks a lot better than the TK figures. TK figure isn't that bad either, but, I mean, I like this Kamen Rider, I should say this character, and this Kamen Rider, and this not Mashin Chaser, and this Roidmude. I mean, he's just really outstanding, he's a really great character in the show, and it makes having it a whole lot better. I mean, who doesn't love Mashin Chaser? I've said it before, he's like the Dean Ambrose, or the Seth Rollins of the series. He's just like that guy you want to watch. Not so much the aspect of Seth Rollins, because, you know, right now he's just learning to wear his big boy pants again, but that's another story for, you know, WRW the podcast. Nevertheless, I recommend getting this set if, 1, you don't own the TK figures, 2, you love Mashin Chaser and you love Kamen Rider Drive, and 3, if you just like badass, you know, villain characters, get it. Or anti-heroes, get it. Nevertheless, you can see this review here on my YouTube channel, or at Hirotaku.com, possibly Giddy on Blog Guru, and, well, no other place except those places. But you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, whatever, this YouTube channel, and so on and so forth. We'll see you next time with another rolling review, and or Doyle's DVDs, card game shenanigans, and vlog/unboxing. See you next time, YouTube.